Hello, today I would like to show you another edge case on how to capture a click ID value in case of direct campaigns with landers and offers, but when we want to record a conversion on the lander level. As you probably already know, and as I've mentioned in the previous video, in case of direct campaigns, so case of campaigns for some specific traffic sources like Facebook, Google, Outbrain, which do not accept redirect transitions from ad to the first step, we cannot provide anything dynamically to the first step of the visitor's URL. The URL is always the same. And another tricky part, volume by default do not generate a click ID value until the offers level. So when we have landers and offers campaign, by default the click ID is generated after the transition from lander to the offer. But we can make volume to create a unique click ID one step earlier, so on the landers level, with one simple trick. When we have our lander URL, we need to append to it any parameter we wish. I've called my parameter click, and we need to map it with the click ID dynamic token. This way, when volume will see that the lander URL contains this, it will generate it, but in this edge case, it cannot provide it dynamically on the lander level. So I will show you how to fetch this value from the response of the lander tracking script. So to sum up, I have a direct campaign for Facebook using landers and offers, and I wish to track a click on the lander as my specific type of conversion. And to track a conversion, I need a click ID. So I have a parameter, I've called it click, equals click ID to force volume to generate the click ID value for me. So now, let's see, I'm going to the tracking and automizer tab. I have my lander tracking URL prepared, and it is also constant. I have my lander tracking script, which is already implemented in my website. And let's see what happens. I'm copying the URL. I'm going to the page. And as you can see, I have landed on my website. I cannot see the click ID dynamic value because the transition was direct. So there is only click equals click ID. But I can look up this value in my network as a response to my script. So I need to find my script here. It's here. You can see this is exactly the same what I have in here. This is our script, but just beautified. And when I scroll to the very bottom, you can see that under dtpCallback element, I can see also the click and the response to my click, which is my unique click ID generated. So in order to record this value, I need a simple script which would fetch this value and save it as a variable in Google Tag Manager. So let me show it to you in practice. I'm going to my Google Tag Manager. I'm going to variables. And once again, I'm creating a variable. I will call it fetch2, because my fetch1 was designed to capture the click ID from offers only direct campaigns, which is a bit different because it uses always the same parameter. In here, I need to pay attention to configure my script based on the parameter I set up on the lander level. So whatever I've put in here as my parameter for click ID, I need to also specify in my variable. So I'm choosing custom JavaScript variable and I'm entering my script, which is also very simple function, but you need to pay attention to three places in here actually. So there is function, and now my variable which I'm looking for is called click. So this is how I code my parameter in the variable. You can see it is called click. So also I'm using dtpCallback.getTokens click and return the value of a click. So now I'm saving my variable and I will do once again a visit through the preview mode to show you everything. But before I do, I need to copy my Lander tracking URL once again, and I need to go to my live visits to show you the click ID value. As you can see so far, the click ID values are unknown. All right. So I'm doing a preview. I'm going through my URL. I will replace the fbacklid part to easily find it in my live visits to show you how it works. So my fbacklid would be test 5 and I'm hitting connect. My page has loaded and I can look up my variables, and as you can see the fetch2 variable contains click ID already, so I can copy it and I can manually trigger a postback just to see the conversion in volume. So I'm constructing the postback URL, and under CID I'm providing my value, and I will also put payout value in here to see if my conversion is profitable easily in volume. So I'm getting back to volume. I'm refreshing my live visits. As you can see, the test 5 was already recorded. The click ID is shown as unknown because it is not a redirect and we couldn't record it from the URL. But if I get to my conversions tab and I refresh it after a few seconds, it should be visible in here with all the visit parameters. As you can see, there is already conversion recorded with the traffic source provided, initial visit timestamp, postback timestamp. The external ID is test5, so we are sure it is attributed correctly. There is a payout value, and also I can look up all the visit specifics which were recorded along with the initial visit to the website. If Facebook provides us with any dynamic tokens, they would be also visible in here. And also I can see that the campaign is profitable. So thank you for your attention. Bye bye.